Soma already in the chat. Welcome everyone. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream, my bad. Welcome chat to the stream. Soma, it's happening. It is happening. Today is the day. Today is stream day. And sorry for the mess again. We're moving, so it's coming soon. 1st of July, we are moving. So you're probably gonna see a different studio on the when is the 1st of July? Oh, it's actually a Wednesday, so on the 3rd, you'll see a new studio. Pretty exciting. Let me know if the volume of my voice is too loud, or if the volume of the song of the music is too loud. I feel like it did some twists. It's good. All right, cool. Thank you so much for the feedback. So today, 7 warriors. We got 2 blockings done. We're going for the 3rd one. And I thought to myself, it might be interesting to leave it to the gods. We will see. So what I did, we already have these little 2 fellas. As you can see, they're looking pretty good. Again, with tooth, I didn't move anything since our last stream. So there will be some touch-up to do afterwards. I'm doing some quite busy stuff off camera stream, so you'll have to apologize me for not going over this guy again since our last stream. But we're gonna work together with him. So what I wanted to show you guys is I have this little thing. Might be fun. So we have Claw, which is a lion. We can probably, I'm gonna put it in parentheses. We have Stomp, which is a bear. We have Fang, which is a fox. Just put it like so, fox. Let's put a capital L on lion and close the parentheses. We have Antlers, who's an elk. And the wild card was the one we spoken on a couple of streams ago. Either a ram or a pelican. Pelican was the pelican. Animal that looks like a armadillo. Pangolin. There we go. That's the pangolin. So, pangolin or ram. And this one was themed Mongolian. That was one of the wild card decided by you guys a couple of weeks ago. So, thought to myself, let's start from scratch and let's just spin the wheel to see. So that's good. First time I'm using this, but I'm guessing you just have to spin. Oh, the wild card it is. Of course, that was the wild card. All right, now we have to decide. Pangolin or ram? Now you have to make a new wheel. Yeah, exactly. But you know what? Let's see. Can we do something? Yeah, might be. I have an idea. I don't want this just to be two parts. It's the same thing, but it just makes it a bit more interesting. Let's go. What do we have? What do we have? What do we have? What do we have? The best vehicle of its category. Ram. Alright, alright. So it's gonna be a Ram. Alright, alright. Well, that's good. What else could we do? Oh yeah, the weapon. The weapon could be nice. So, so Stomp is gonna have axes and a sword, right? Uh, yeah, so what could be Mongolian weapons? Let's Mongolian weapons. Let's go to armor weapons. Scimitar, spear, battle axe. With a crossbow, Mandu. I kind of don't want a crossbow warrior. Just want them to do melee stuff. Well, Garage looks like a shield. He shield. Interesting. So let's see. They have a picture of. Commander also used the Garage as assault unit to breach walls. Do they have a picture of a Garage? Oh, I think. Aww. Human shield. What the hell? What was Garage and why it was ineffective? Common tactic involved to use Garage. A Mongolian would rather have the prisoner captured than previous battle. Oh my god, okay, I did I misread this thing. Damn, okay, let's not do a Garage. Alright, so battle axe. Yeah, that's some next level stuff. Alright, scimitar. We can do a shield though. A live stream. Let's do a captured prisoner. And it was a spear. We need a human shield, exactly. Alright, that's that. And let's make it interesting again, since it's only 3 choices. Alright, that's that, that's that. Alright, let's go. Ooh, ooh, oh! Scimitar it is. Did I write it well? Scimitar? Yeah, I read it. Scimitar, concept art. Oh yeah, we're gonna have fun with this one. I can feel it. That's good. Well, let's try to see. Well, it's obviously AI, but that's cool. We can do a little case. Well, that's nice. That's really well done. Let's open a pure ref file and we can grab some reference already. Just do a quick update. Multiple instances in your. So in case you were wondering how do I get my reference, PureRef is a free software, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, you can use it for personal stuff and business, but I mean, this is just as reference. I think the business is like linked into servers and stuff like that. But in my case, I'm working only with you guys, and I don't think I need to send you the stuff, right? Alright. So let's put this bad boy over here. You just click and drag and that's it. Since I'm just using as reference. Don't need to bother myself with referring to the artist. I'll sure if there's a sorry, I'm mumbling. So if there's some reference that are not accessible or we need to pay for it, I'll swap for another one. That could be cool. This kind of end could be cool. This one is kind of cute. A bit too small though. So let's open over here. Yeah, it's too small. Like that's a clean one. Oh, yeah. That's that. Scimitar sword. Let's just grab some sword first, and then we'll look into some reference for our character itself. That's pretty cool. Like that. I already have this one. Nope. Okay. I think that's enough for just sword. So let's just arrange the size first, and then arrange optimal. We're gonna bring this aside, and now for the character. So first off, let's go with Ram Warrior. Well, that's pretty cool. Pretty sure that's AI. I mean, maybe we can go with the exaggerated horns. I think we're... that. Well, that's kind of cool. Open it in another file. Now, obviously, we're gonna get a lot of Ram's armor, but we need a Ram. You know what? Let's use this. I'm pretty sure this is AI generated. Let me see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Software use Photoshop. There's no mentioning it. Right? But it's obvious that it is, though. Yeah. Unfortunately. Okay, let's still grab it. Just use it again as reference. I'm not a fan of using AI stuff. Just might come up with different ideas and some inspiration for other stuff. Again, this thing is pretty cool. Ah, that's cool. That's neat. That's very neat. You know what? I think with this last one, we're good to go. And that's good. All right. Here we go. Let's arrange this. Normalize by size, and then arrange optim. Here we go. All right, so first off, before doing anything, let's set our scale for a new character. So here we have our two characters. Now, do we want him higher than Paw or shorter? Obviously, Tooth is going to be the shortest because he's a mouse. And I think, well, rams are rams taller than wolf? Ram height. It's crazy because there's Ram the car, Ram the component for a computer, and yeah, you have to find out. Have to use always the same. The thing we're doing Ram the car. Yeah, of course, Ram the car. That's the one. All right, so according to this chart, that's super wonky. Let me just find something different. It's crazy. Bighorn sheep. Is that the one? Yes, that's the one. All right. Bighorn sheep. Let's just write bighorn sheep. Bighorn sheep height. All right. Typically stand 42 inches tall at the shoulder. Okay, so since they're on 4 legs, I kind of wanted like the length. (1.6 meter. So that's how much in foot? 1.6, 62 inches, and 62 inches is 5 feet. 5 feet 2, so it's a bit smaller. All right, let's make it pretty much the same height as Paul. All this for that. Crazy. So you know what? Let's just grab our merged. This one, actually, this one, we're gonna clone it. Now I want this one. This one is too small. We don't need our actual paw. We don't need our two little guys. You know what? Let's keep them, and we're gonna compare afterwards with the. And we need to find him a name, right? We'll find him a name. Well, that's that. And Tooth, we don't need him. Alright, chat. That's your mission today. You need to find the ram a name. Could be Horn. This has to be an element of the animal, right? By the way, grab yourself a drink or two. Let's start this baby. Now, luckily, we have already quite some experience with some rams with our old project. Still have my trusty little king over here. All right. Now we can change up a little bit of the proportion of our new character. Roger Ramjet. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I think Ramjet, because everybody else has only one name. Ramjet. So, Mongolians are pretty beefed up, right? They're pretty chunky. They look. I think I remember looking at. Well, we can see it already here with this reference. It's pretty bulked up, and we can kind of go with a similar build over here. Let's try to make something interesting. All right, so first off, I'm gonna put this guy in the middle right here, and we're gonna use the proportion of paw for our ram character. It could be like that, and then here we're gonna duplicate. Remember, we're gonna use we're gonna separate all the parts, so the body, the arms, and the legs are gonna be separated. So like that. Actually, we can do something interesting. Just gonna hide paw for quite a second. All right, so here, I'm just gonna shrink this up. We're gonna fake some shoulders. Gonna duplicate this little part. Put it back. Like that. And we're gonna create the natural curve of the spine. Put this part over here. Like that. I'm gonna already duplicate one, and I'm gonna go back with this guy. Just want to use this one over here. I'm just gonna hide this one. Using symmetry, I'm gonna create somewhat of a rib cage. Gonna bring this. It's gonna be somewhat of a traps indication over here. Something like that. We're gonna bring back our little buddy over here, and that's gonna be the stomach. For that, I'm just gonna bring it natural. So you can see over here, just gonna bring the background a bit lighter. go. And I'm gonna bring this a little bit brighter for your eyes. Yeah, that should be better. All right, so you can see we have the natural spine curve going right here. Gonna take the move topological and create our torso over here. And as for the belly, let's put him put him just a temporary belly. He's a warrior, but I feel like we can change it up a bit. We have Toot, who is really skinny. We have Paw, which is jacked up. So let's switch it up with Horn. I'm gonna call him Horn. Oh no, Ramjet. No, Ramjet for the moment. And yeah. So that's the torso for now. Whoops. Grab our head over here, just duplicate it, and we're gonna start with our arm. Make it easier, I'm gonna move the pivot point right here. Just gonna lower the music in my ears just a bit. There we go. Tell me if the music is too loud, because it was loud in my ears. Alright, so we'll move it again. Our classic A pose. It's good here, thank you. Alright, thank you, Summer. Alright. So with that brings our arms, so let's bring our shoulders a bit further apart. I like this one, he's gonna have more of a how can I say that? More of a shoulder build. I think more like a footballer than a martial artist. Alright, so shorten that upper arm. And we're gonna duplicate this one over here and elongate just a tad. And again, with this, we create our little elbow. And we cave in for the bicep. It's a bit to rinse and repeat since last stream. So you might see some stuff that you already saw, but that's pretty much the gist of doing a character A to Z. Need to know a bit how to make yourself a little workflow that you're used to. When we did the dwarf project, we had a character creator who already created a base mesh. Now, since these guys are animals, might be a bit different to do that with character creator. I'm pretty sure it's still doable. And actually, we can probably bring our characters into character creator and rig it. So then afterwards we can have a nice pose and a nice bank of pose also. You don't have to stop yourself at one pose, right? You can do multiple ones. And yeah. But for now, let's do it A to Z with some nice primitive shapes. Now this one over here, let's separate and grab this one over here. Oops. Mask it, reverse. Just gonna create a natural bend. And I think it's gonna be easier for me to sculpt afterwards. Definitely the arms are not long enough, not big enough. We haven't even put the legs and he's not even reaching his knee. And usually when you stand up, you can reach like the mid of your thigh. Right? Yep. Can reach your thigh, and this one we can already see it's not long enough. So let's bring it over here. Just put some length, and it should be good. That's small little hair in my ears, in my eyes. That's okay. All right. So now grab our head, duplicate it, and that's gonna start our legs. Now we have to remember that rams have a different anatomy for legs. So let's, you know what? Let's grab our reference of ram that we had in our last project. See if we can use a little leg like that. Or like that also could be cool. Something like this. Could be a nice set of horns for our new character. Oh, and I kind of like the fact that he has like a puffed up neck. Yeah, that could be cool. Yeah, so we're gonna go with this reference also. There we go. Let's grab this one. It was pretty useful when we did our RAM the last time. Just switched it into my other screen. You know what? Just pop it right here so you guys can also see. Just turn it like that. A little bit bigger. I'm gonna create the hips. I think it's gonna help me more. Oh, sorry. I want to duplicate and grab this. Just create a little V shape. It's gonna be enough. Now we can bring it down just a nudge. Now, a bit like our wolf and our mouse, you have that little Z action going on. And you can see it right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have a better understanding. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, oh, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it feels like the quad, let's call it like that, is the biggest part. Then you have the first calf. And then you have the second calf, which is a bit more straighter. And then you have the foot. Obviously, it's not going to stay like that. Auto groups and grab this one over here. Let's shape it the way we want. I hope you have I hope you had a great week so far. Here it's been sunny, very, very hot. Nice outside. We can take some walk finally without having to put on our stupid winter coat. In case you didn't notice, I don't like the snow. Okay, so something like that. Hope you have some plans for this weekend. Like for myself, I'm gonna meet up with my best buddy for it's been a while. Pretty stoked to see what's popping in his life. And also, what else do we got? Yeah, we're gonna prep for the moving. Yeah. So this one over here, I'm gonna do a little trick. By meeting me, I thought it was but of course, Soma, you're my best buddy. Let's meet up. Being there every stream. The legendary Soma. Alright, so let's look at that from a different perspective. This is looking kind of weird. Let's see if we mirror and weld, and we mirror and weld. Alright, so I feel like first off, let's merge the hips with the torso. It'll be way easier to control. Let's bring this over here. Let's bring our arm closer. Like that, and our head like that. Alright. Does it look weird? I think it does. The reason why, I think he's not thick enough. Yeah, not too much, not too much. I think the legs are just too round for the moment. Let's create a little shoulder for this guy. Let's merge together with arms. Alright, so clearly our legs are not big enough. Let's bring them closer right here. bring our head a little bit closer right here. And let's grab our reference. So really a long, really long little triangle. We can kind of see it like that. And here I'm gonna mask this little part and bring it down. Now remember, you have that little angle first, and then you can smooth that up and create that little arch. And here, smooth it up first and just bring it just a bit wider for a muscular neck. All right, so here need to bring up a little bit of traps. When in doubt, traps. I feel like this part should be higher, and these ones should be closer to create a little butt. There we go. Slowly making everything work together. I like to grab the dam standard and just go in the middle, and that creates the separation that we have in the back. It also helps me to see the symmetry happening in the back. That's that. I feel like his torso is a bit too small. Something like that could be cool. Okay. Sorry if I'm not saying anything. I'm pretty focused to have the proportion right. I think you're used to it. Whenever I'm focused, I tend to either mumble or shut up completely. Yeah, I feel like that's pretty good. And so it's from afar, really afar. I think it's good. I think it's good. Obviously, this is the pre-sketch phase. And you know what? Let's create real fast some horns. Let's grab our, where is it? Curve tube. Where's curve tube? There it is. Yeah. Whoops. Yeah. So we had the reference over here. This one is like diabolical, but I feel like this one could be cool. Nice big spiral. So let's go small. one over here. Let's tweak a little bit. Now here we're just gonna lock the start so it doesn't move. And goes backwards. And also in the stroke curve modifier, let's modify our size. So here it goes bigger and then a bit smaller. So let's go bigger and then smaller. And we don't want it to stop at a pointy end. And we can bring in some contrast. And now if I click, we have this automated update. Something like that. We just need to tweak a little bit the curve. And obviously this is just a placeholder for the moment. Curving. I'm smoothing a little bit the curve right now. Bring it closer and bring the curve back. All right. Nope. So here I'm gonna auto groups. Oh, something is hitting. No, auto groups. Auto groups. And select the head, split hidden. And now let's work on the head, and we'll work our way downwards to the body. Notice I didn't do the hands yet. Feel like it's a bit too repetitive right now for the hands, so let's make it interesting with the head. And I think this reference is gonna be the main one that I'm gonna use. I really like the armor. It's not too Mongolian though. But we're gonna spice things up with some elements over here, and we're probably gonna reach some reference with the Mongolians reference. So, let me just grab a sip of my water and my coffee. All right. Let's hide everything we don't need. So, no legs, no torso, no arms. Let us begin the sculpting process. First off, the reference, I'm gonna put them right around here. And I'm gonna dynamesh at a very low resolution. I'll go with, give me a second, I have my shortcuts over here. I'm gonna move my reference in another screen, but just this one I'm gonna keep it over here. So I have access to my brushes. All right, so let's build the little neck. I have a little space over here. It's really interesting how, like, not even if it's a design, but like looking at these reference, I mean the eye is right there. Where does this thing comes from, right? Like they have their skull and there's pops right out. So it's crazy. Let's bring it just backwards just a little bit because I don't have enough space for the face itself. I feel like we will need to redo the horns anyway. So I'm gonna grab my clay brush, I'm gonna put on my trusty little glove, make my hand slide on the screen, and I need my little pen. Alright. Freestyle mode. Well, not really, but I don't want it to look too realistic. I'm gonna base myself for the anatomy on this one, but I still want to look badass like this one. So actually, we're gonna bring the horns a bit together and a bit further. All right. And here I'm gonna use my dam standard to just mark myself some little spots. That's over here. So we can see over here that like this eyebrow is going out and the horns are hidden in the fur, but I kind of feel like it's going back again. So the skull is a little bit caved in over here. I'm trying to replicate the same thing. And in here we have quite a wide nose. I'm gonna carve in first. Then grabbing my move tool, I'm gonna enlarge this part. Going like this. Alright, and then from here we can have the little cheekbone coming in. Oh, this is caved in a little bit. Feels like he doesn't have a lot of cheek on this reference. We're probably gonna pattern his face, because remember his body is a bit more chunky. And from here we can think if we want our character to have an open mouth. And I think since it's a Mongolian fighter, my memory they're a bit savage, so let's make an open mouth for this guy. here, we're gonna create the jaw. Just trying to see also for our ears. I'm gonna bring in the primitive sphere. Is the sphere the best choice? Not sure. Yeah. Sphere like that. Scale it down. Rotate. And from here, we're gonna bend curve. We're gonna increase the resolution. And this one, we're gonna shrink them. This one, we're gonna shrink them. Just gonna create a natural curve. And I'm gonna just scale them down a little bit. Alright, here we go. On the other side, we still have to build up a little bit of thickness over here. So let's grab our clay buildup with a back face mask on. That way it doesn't apply anything on the other side. We're gonna create some curvature over here. And you can see over here it's kind of folding inside. We're gonna do the same on the other side. So let's cave in at first. Smooth up. Here we go. Just a nice, just placeholder ears for the moment. And now for the mouth, we need to. Just gonna grab my mask tool, mask lasso. I'm gonna split the neck first, then Dynamesh. And then I'm gonna split the mouth. And Dynamesh. Now I have all parts separated. Now it's just a matter of making them work with each other. So the neck, grab it and just move everything inside. The head, we're gonna move that, and we're probably gonna have like the big, like this one has hair, but we're gonna have like a big neck for covering everything up. Let's grab our reference for the anatomy. You have a big jaw, right? Let's create a jawline. A big jawline. It's kind of terrorizing right now, but bear with me. It's gonna look fine. It's always weird in the beginning. It's like a new job. Sometimes you go into a new job and it's just weird all the time, so you just get out as fast as you can. But if you're like me, you stick there a bit too long and then you realize, yeah, I should have moved a long time ago. Oh. Now here's the thing. I'm modeling in a way that I know I can use the parts easily to animate and pose. So in the beginning, this separation is gonna be a little bit distracting. But along the way, we're gonna not re-dynamesh, but yeah, actually we're gonna dynamesh in the end to make everything watertight. But yeah, so I'm gonna try to make it as less distracted than I can. And you might hear some truck when I'm speaking. We're doing the street right next to where I live. So brace your ears. Right. Now they really have small mouths, right? Look at this thing. It's so small. I'm not even sure they can scream when they open their mouth like a horse. It's really, really small. They have the big jaw, but they don't open quite large. So even if we go over here, it's gonna look just like this. It's not even gonna look right? It's gonna cave in for our mouth elements. I'm just gonna swoop that up and create somewhat of a inner mouth where we're gonna place those teeth and gums. Les gencives in French. Yep. Stuff like that, and let's put our horns back. Just reduce a little bit, just the material, it's a bit too bright. Point 1, 1.2, 1.2. Let's put some eyes on our character. Gonna help us a lot. Yoink. And yoink. Mirror and weld. Oh. Remove the symmetry, mirror and weld. And now we can sculpt some eyelids. Let me just open up, let's increase the resolution to 24. And now we can try to have somewhat of a expression in the face. Gonna go back a bit to our other reference, this one. This one looks a bit too off. We don't even see the eyes. So I think this is kind of cool. It's kind of pumped up, mean looking eyes. I'm gonna open them, close the mouth right here. Something like that. Create that little, the little pocket of, I don't know how it's called, but like we all have like this little pocket of meat, like fat, I don't know, right around here in our eyes. I feel like in this particular model it looks really nice. Something like this. Make it work a little bit better. Trying to make it the eyes work a little bit better. Make a little noise, a little nose. I don't know why, but I'm kind of looking, kind of looks like a feminine ram. It brings me to the idea that it might be cool to have a lady in the team. Probably gonna have to make some a little bit feminine features on her body though. Right now, feel like it's gonna look weird. Still works, but obviously a bit too early to say. Just gonna name this one eyes. And we're gonna put it just underneath our head. I think it's time to increase the resolution for eyes because I'm having trouble right now. I do want to create somewhat of a chin over here before. That's clearly a ram, right? I'm kind of a fan of the fact that we can barely see his eyes. And also Mongolian has a little bit of a narrower eye lid. I feel like it's gonna give it justice. Real eyes, real eyes, real eyes. Yes, sir. It sounds like me when I'm trying to speak. If you realize that your real eyes are lies, are you real? Yeah. I kind of like the fact that it's a little bit narrower. Just gonna dig over here. You realize that your last as you look into your eyes, you're gonna realize that your last, and then it's not real. For you to realize. You heard? Yep. I'm kind of liking this. I'm just not a fan of what's happening in front. I think it has to do with this mouth. Let's create what I call a happy accident. Nope. Happy accident is just you move something and then you realize, this might be something to work on. Remember, we're going stylized over here, so it doesn't matter as much if we exaggerate the forms, as long as it is credible. We're in the goods. Here, just gonna work a little bit on the skull, because on the back it looks too round. Cave in. And you're gonna bring the space for our horns. Those a bit wider. And let's bring some stuff over here. Create some volume. Alright. Now for the neck. That's not what I wanted to do. It's not exactly the same as the reference, but I kind of like it. Let's just hide a little bit of stuff and enjoy what we have so far. It's looking pretty good. Let's work on the torso. I feel like we lost a little bit of that feminine side on the face. You know what? I think we're gonna do. Oh, it could be cool to make the lion a lioness. And Fang also can be a female fox. Stomp, it's a big bear. Might be a bit hard to make a female bear. For me, I just feel like, how can I make some feminine features on a bear is a bit complicated. On a fox is a bit easier, and on a lion we already have the lioness, so that's good. Just have to have like we can work with the eyes. Yeah, I think these two are gonna be more female characters, but this one I feel like needs to be a male character. And even Tooth, we can actually go back and we can make Tooth a female character also if we ever want. But I kind of wanted like Tooth like to be like our Puss in Boots, like a romantic fancer who likes to flirt with everything. Let's bring up some traps. Let's create our somewhat of a chest. The chesticles. Somewhat of a belly. So here I'm gonna go back to my reference of anatomy, and I'm gonna try to grab a see, I kind of want this kind of build for our character, with maybe some more exaggeration on the arms, but definitely not something too jacked up like this guy. But just a little bit of belly, of like abdominal gut, abdominal fat, something. So we can see that he has like big traps right here. Let's bring that up. And traps are going a bit downwards over here. Connection with the chest. We have our pectoral separation over here. It has quite a big developed pectoral. And you have those lats coming in pretty far down right here. Oops. It's right here. And we can actually make the separation already. So let's grab our dam standard and grab this part over here. This is going to be our traps. Not our traps, our lats. And see, that's the fact that I think I'm getting more and more used to separating the character into parts, because it just feels more, it just feels easier. You just focus on one part of the body, and you don't go to the extreme either. I'm not gonna do like every muscle on the torso. Just isolating the part that I need. So over here, chest is going a bit. Around here. It's connecting to the shoulder. Now over here, we need that separation happening for the pectoral. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mask this part, revert. Do something like that. Now we have our pectoral side, and now over here, this guy has really like a caved in abdominal, so let's try to make the same kind of stuff and we'll see if it works with our character. You can see that it's going upwards. Alright, here we go. Something like that. Here, our belly needs to be larger. Let's try to cave in just a little bit of the separation of the abdominal. It kind of feels weird because he has a big belly right now. But something like that. I think now it's a good time to Dynamesh. I'm gonna bring the hips forward just a bit before. Alright, let's do that. So, let's smooth everything first. Oops. There we go. Clay buildup, and let's go. Obviously, I'm not going to go with super details right now, just the general shape. I feel like the pectoral are pretty good. Just gonna move them a little bit here. Well, they're a bit too round. It's the abdominal that I'm a bit worried. Let's create that separation over here. Here we have the obliques. And over here we have the abdominal parts right here. Here we can see that he has just a small separation for the obliques, the lower obliques, if I'm not mistaken. Something like that. Just a small separation. We don't want it too defined. And then here, it looks like this part is going a bit lower. And then we have the other abdominal, and this one looks big, and well, probably this guy is doing some kind of a sport event. He's probably breathing quite loud. That, and then you have the smaller abdominals in the bottom. Feels like over here it has separation on these two, and then you have the other one. So let's make the same kind of separation over here. Dig in the belly button. That, and he has a little bit of fat underneath, like right around here. Let's make that belly button a bit more fat. Oh, he's wearing pants, and our character is not yet wearing pants. And we'll see if he's wearing pants because he's a ram. And we kind of want to showcase the fact that he's a ram. Now we already have the face, but the legs are pretty much gonna clear the whole thing that he's a ram. So over here it has a little bit of a little crease over here. I think that's good. Why is that belly button looking at me like that? I mean, it was jealous, man. Okay, you're my best bud, then like, it's like, what the hell? Soma? Really? Gonna take my spot? Alright, so that's super weird looking at a defined torso and the rest is ugly. So let's try to see if we can hide the arms and hide the legs. And that's already better. As for the bottom, let's bring in some fat over here. It does look like it's looking at you. Don't worry, man. I'm pretty sure you can take it. You know what? I'm betting $5 on you. Oh, my boy, looking strong. Yeah, boy. Looking strong and ready to fight. So from here for the back, I'm not gonna do too much because I feel like we're gonna have a lot of fur in the back, but we're still gonna define a little bit of muscle just to see what are the possibilities for this character. Because remember, sometimes you just need to start somewhere when you have other ideas coming in. And it doesn't matter if you change along the way. Like over here, I'm just going to define a little bit over here. And I'm going to grab another reference. For the back, and again, these comes from I believe 3D. Awesome YouTuber. Check out his channel, and he does some great courses, and I really I really loved the superhero course, and that's part of it. So you should definitely go watch it. It's worth it. I'm not gonna go too jacked up like this guy, but I feel like he's the only one in here that makes kind of sense for our character. Just got here. Damn, that looks like nice back muscles. Yes, yes indeed. I mean, you're talking about the reference or the work? Aha, I see, I see. Yes, sir, we're working on our Ram character, so... About 2 weeks ago, Crypto Kid and Dylan came out with the idea of our 7 character. And it was in between the Pangolin and a Ram. And we had the fate of a random spin the wheel application decided for us, and it was a Ram. Does your back look like that? I wish. Working on it. But I'm gonna be humble, and not yet. Yeah, that's like. Here we go. So we're gonna go with something like just a small separation, so we understand where things are going in the back. Now let's work the arms. Now the shoulders, I kind of want them to be like a bit monstrosity shoulders. That looks good. This one. Good. All right. So right here we're gonna take in. By the way, welcome to the stream, Miriam. What's poppin'? Hope you had a fantastic week. And in here, we're gonna make some shoulder blades. Yeah, it was nice, thanks. All right, cool. This one over here is. Did you work on anything nice this week? Yes, a little bit, letting a little bit of suspense for you guys, because I want. I'm gonna let you know when it pops out. But I'm working on the Kickstarter for our project of the dwarf. I'm not gonna show you yet how it looks like, but it is coming along, and it's coming along quite nice. So stay tuned. Yes, sir. Stay tuned and follow me. Always wrong side, god damn it. So follow me on my socials. thinking of doing also a Facebook page. So that way you're not gonna miss a thing. What was that? Brand new whip just hopped in. There you go. Brand new whip, got no keys. Well, it's a bit too much muscle definition right for the moment. We're probably gonna tone it down afterwards, but it helps me understand the anatomy of our character. We're gonna go back to our original reference, this guy. I'm gonna try to copy a little bit of his arm anatomy for this guy. Just like that. I'm gonna remove topological and just gonna grab the shoulders and make them pop really big. And the bicep needs to go a bit inwards. Yeah, so it's coming along really soon, and we're gonna have a pre-launch, so you guys can hop in and look at everything, and most importantly, to log in. That way you can be notified when the launch is due, and that way you're the first one to go in, and everybody who doesn't look at the stream don't know this information. So being here, not only you help me grow the channel, but you have these little perks for you. Right, let's hide this and this. Amazing! I know, it's crazy. And when it's gonna come out, I feel like you guys are gonna enjoy. And for those who doesn't have a printer, I'm preparing something very special for you guys. Very exclusive. For those of you who have a printer, you're gonna be the first one to get the stuff. Alright, so that's that. Tricep, let's create the tricep real quick. That nice horseshoe. Bum bum bum, bum bum bum. Super easy. I really like the fact that we're working with some primitive, super easy to adjust, and in a matter of moments, our arm is looking already way better than before, and our character is looking way better than before also. So we're here, we bring in the horns. Now he's looking really jacked up. We're probably gonna tone it down afterwards, but that looks pretty good to me. And I feel like the upper arm is just a bit too small right now. There you go. There we go. That's good. Just gonna isolate this part. Let's move this. Looks amazing. Thank you so much. It's crazy, huh? We haven't done even 2 hours yet of work, and we already have something really interesting, something to be proud of. And that's just the can I say? That's just the consequence of sticking to the grind. So keep doing it. Keep practicing. And you'll end up with something great. See? We started. Let me just. You should be proud. Thank you, Miriam. Started with. Started with this. Let's do a comparison. Right around here, that's where we left off for the chest. Here started with just a ball, actually. Here we didn't even have eyes, we didn't even have a mouth, we didn't even have a neck, and the legs we didn't touch. But we started from this. Control no, Shift S, and now we are at no, the legs are very weird, so we're gonna remove them. And we're at this. Crazy, right? There you go. Keep working hard. Now, of course, I'm streaming, and you have the typical judgment that everything is going super well because you have the social media and you're just showing the best stuff. But it is true that sometimes I get a bit discouraged just to comparing myself with some other artists. And you see, you have comments like Miriam just said, you should be proud. And you should be proud. And I should be proud. So, I'm proud of this. Proud of this working with you guys, creating a character that you guys wanted. And it's a nice project. And it's looking pretty cool, looking awesome. And with our other characters, it's gonna look even better. See, even Paw is not even that jacked up, so let's we're gonna tone it down for Ramjet. I didn't forget Soma. So we're gonna tone it down a little bit for him. Alright, so that just gonna isolate the forearms because I'm pretty happy of how it's going with our upper arm and our shoulder. Alright, so that's that. I didn't forget so. No, Ramja. But I feel like it's not really part of the thing. Like you have paw, which is like right. Every animals have paw, but I don't want it to be like too obvious, like wolfy or something like that, right? And then you have claw, which is the lioness. But Ramjet, I feel I feel like it's a bit too obvious. His name is Ramjet, he's a ram. Probably gonna have to simplify a little bit his name. Alright, so here always have difficulties with the forearms, and then the fact that we don't have a hand also is not the best thing. So let's bring our trusty little arm. Yeah. And again, it's a little placeholder, so do not be attached too long for this arm. He's gonna be replaced very, very soon. So here, let's grab our Z-Smodeler, and we're gonna delete polyloop, auto group. I don't want this, and I don't want this. Delete hidden, and just gonna place it where we want it. Like so. Yep, that feels good. And now I don't want them with the arm, I want them separate. So mirror weld, grab the pink, split hidden, and we're good. Just a placeholder for our real hand to come in afterwards. And a lot of my tricks comes from the same guy who did this. Well, Abe Lil 3D. So check it out if you want. Give my man some support. All right, we're gonna keep it at that for the moment for his form, but I think just a little bit more, just a little bit. Upper arm, lower arm. There you go. Yeah, just kind of need a little bit of separation right here. Yeah. All right. So let's see if it kind of works with our characters. I know we're still missing the legs, but hey, it kind of works. I think he feels a bit too big. Like the torso is, I think if we just scale it down just a bit, because I'm kind of give me a second. Stuttering right now because I'm thinking. Yeah, I definitely need some repositioning. And some length. Right, something like that. Now if we take that one, I'm gonna remove this one. And I'm gonna append the new one. See, it's a bit too big. This guy is a bit too tall right now, so let's shrink him down. Put it to pause eye level and shrink him down just a bit. Just a bit more. There we go. We're gonna use the line from Zbrush to guide us for the floor. There you go. So far, so good. And I think we're gonna end the stream with that. Might have to find some time to tweak a little bit more our ramjet before the end of the before our next stream. But pretty happy of where this is going. And yeah, it's gonna look nice. I feel like the proportions are a bit too realistic on the ramjet, so we're probably gonna have to tweak some stuff. Maybe like moving the shoulders and stuff like that, making the arms a bit longer. We can see on paw it's super long. So I'm gonna finish up the legs and see how it goes. But so far, it's looking good. Yep. What do you guys think? That's some nice coffee. Well, that's the end of the stream, folks. We're gonna end it up in here. Super happy how it turns out, and super happy we have a new direction on this character. Yeah, pretty excited to see how all 7 they're gonna merge together with their own signature pose. And it could be nice to have like a little podium with some magnets. Talked about that last week. But it could be cool that you can have like individual characters, and that's already nice in your display room. But you can actually like put them together and it all combine into one great pose. So it could be really, really cool. Yeah, I'm thinking like Paul has his signature sword. We don't even have the weapons yet, but I can imagine all of them with their weapons. Yeah, and it could be really, really nice. Nice combination of all different cultures, all different types of animals. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a super nice project that's gonna be available for you guys also. So we're not doing this out of thin air. Thank you for the stream. Enjoy your day. Thank you so much for being there every week. And I hope you enjoy your weekend. You deserve it, my man. Good idea. Thank you, Miriam. I think it's a great idea to have this this display all together. So on this note, guys, I'm gonna leave you. I'm gonna wish you a nice weekend. Enjoy the sun if you have some sun. And if you don't, well, enjoy some time to relax under the rain if you have rain. See you soon, and I'll see you next week. Peace!